Oh, you ready and you hype?
I don't know if I'm hype.
Well, I'm not really, but...
5, 4, 3, 2. What?
Skitty
Boppity
boppity
bop,
bop, burpity burp, burp, derpity derp,
Wildly,
skirp, skirp.
wildly
Skirpity.
uninteresting podcast. You think after this much time that we would have created an intro?
What
but
just
no.
happened?
It's stupid. Why do we do that?
I don't know.
I've thought about it. I like the idea of like keeping the same idea and just making it like, well, very well recorded.
Yeah.
But no, just hasn't happened. I think about it, but that's it.
I like
That's
it.
what
It's just a more musical version of like, whatever.
Absolutely.
Feeling articulate today.
Yeah, I see that.
Let us say it all.
If you've got any ideas out there of our intro, give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call.
Maybe
We
you
shoot
can
'em
record
down.
it and we can use yours.
You know, the sad part about it is that we both play music. We both can sing. And we just have not put nothing together.
No.
Sarah can play clarinet like a motherfucker. So,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
what's really going on here?
I would love to make an intro with clarinet.
That would be pretty cool.
It would
Yeah.
kind of sound like we have to put some other stuff to it. Like just clarinet
Why?
would sound like elevator music. Like,
You can't just let me
Big
have the
mountains.
limelight.
Oh my God!
yeah, we
There's
could if you want.
No, I'm joking.
at Target the other day. I saw there's like a game called Keeping It Saxy, and it's a Kenny G game.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you buy it? Because we need to play it.
Is he the only character, or is there like Bill Clinton as well?
I don't know.
I definitely
awesome.
want to be Bill
I had a
Clinton.
dream the other night though. I was in this it was a building, but it was like kind of old. It was a combination of like old-timey hotel and offices from Sports Night.
Ooh.
But like Hillary Clinton was hanging out in one of the offices, and it was all dark and shit, but there were like a couple lights on, but it was like really dim, like mood lighting, we'll say.
Huh?
And I went in, we started talking, and then I realized Bill was sitting in the corner working at a desk facing away from us.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like creepy because all I could see was his back and his head, and he was like moving weirdly.
Uh-oh.
And when I left, I was like, "Mr. President?" And he was like,
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know. If I had to be a president, I would probably be Abraham Lincoln.
That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
That's not at all ego boosting.
You go into it knowing how you're going out.
I'd be everyone's
I guess
favorite
so.
president.
I'd be everybody's favorite. No, I think
I guess Ronald Reagan too.
I think that was a terrible time to be a president because you couldn't get your dick sucked in the Oval Office. They were more prestigious.
I think you absolutely could.
Yeah, it would
think
just
so?
be easier then.
Yeah.
Less snitches, fewer cameras.
Yeah, and if they say anything, if you're worried about it, you can just kill them, and likely you will not be caught.
I don't know where I read it, but wasn't there like in the 60s and 70s and stuff, there was like a running bet who could get the most blowjobs in the Oval Office? Like when it was Jimmy Carter. When was Jimmy
I've
Carter?
never heard of this.
I feel like that is absolutely true.
Yeah, my
I
dad
feel
was
like
telling me
Jimmy
about it.
Carter wouldn't have any part of it though, or maybe that's why he's so decent now.
Yeah, he was like,
That's exactly. He's like, I'm just out of jizz, and
Yeah.
I'm so
Out of
laid back.
jizz.
It all
Neutered
came
him.
out of me.
You know,
No.
it's like that Dane Cook joke, and he walks up to the old dude, and he's like, "How do you make it work, man?" Because they had a greatest relationship, and he was like, "Cheat," right? It's like the greatest thing, but it makes you wonder if maybe that's why these super healthy relationships are working, because the other person's like getting in on the regular, but they can come home to like the male or the female and just be
regular.
like, yeah, and be like straight up like, I love you, because they're in a constant form of like making up with them. You know
Or
what I mean?
maybe they're
Jesus.
just always, they're not assholes. I feel like relationships that don't work are because the people, they're either not meant to be together, truly, they just don't work, or they're just too fucking high strung. Like,
Yeah.
can't let shit go,
Yeah.
doesn't do
that'd
what
be
they're
rough.
supposed to, or like pull their own weight. I mean,
Yeah.
So we've been
the
together
problem.
8 years, right? And I can see times between that 8 years, more like, you know what I mean? in
can't
the-
wait
the
to see how
letter.
this
This is
sentence is
going
going to
great.
end.
No, I can see times within that, like that if you were that unhealthy female and I was that unhealthy male, that it'd be done, right? Whereas like we are like allow each other to get annoyed and we allow each other to be babies and emotional and all that, which a lot of people don't, man. A lot of people just want that fairy tale notebook style relationship.
I just want the good shit.
Yeah, and that's it. Because like the not so good shit is gay.
Yeah. Pretty much as gay as it gets.
Pretty much as gay as it gets. But I can see where like super unhealthy are one that's based on lies. Like you get with them, and of course like they hit all your buttons, in like arousing buttons. I guess you would say. I don't know how you would say that, but only that
the woody nodes.
Yeah. And they only hit all those, and you're super stoked. And then you get through that, and then she starts being herself, and you don't like it.
Can't have that.
Like, I can't have that.
I forgot how much I hated who you truly are.
I will say though, as far as the cheating thing, I don't think that's something that's like in your blood or a situation. I think it is situational in a sense, right? Cheating would be situational, right? Because if somebody comes up and like is just like butthole naked and is like, let's do this, you really have to like step outside of yourself and be like, what is the fuck is happening here? Like, am I in a movie? Am I being set up or whatever? So if that situation was to occur, I could see how somebody would have to second guess their decision, respectively so. But I feel like in a relationship where you got with that person just for that person and who they are, I don't think it's so easy to cheat. Like, because I don't think, I mean, I look at people, but I don't think to myself, like, I'm going to bang the shit out of her and not tell Sarah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I'd be more inclined to, now that I'm happy.
Right.
It's like, I just feel like, all right, thanks for the view, but get out of my face.
Get out of my face.
Yeah.
And it like less apt to deal with that bullshit. Like we were just talking about like the algorithm on Instagram.
Yeah.
Now I looked at one fucking titty, and now I have all these like Instagram hookers with their fake titties and their workout videos and their underwear and stuff. And I'm like,
subscribe.
That's cool.
Yes. I'll look at you until the end of time.
I'm good with it. Like,
You're
that's
gonna
fine.
Seek me out.
I feel in control of this. Definitely pick this out. But no, man, like, all that shit, like you just said, it's good to look at and all that shit. When it comes down to it, like, you're less apt to deal with bullshit and like, whatever. Yeah. I'm in a real relationship. Like, I don't want to like, I don't know.
Right. I don't want to have to deal with all the bullshit that comes with.
Can you imagine
the crap of a relaxed relationship?
Relationship. Can you imagine trying to like balance a relationship, a legitimate relationship, and then like fuck people on the side?
Nope.
Like, you're out and about with your lady, and you got to worry about 100 women you've slept with.
Well, it's not legitimate if you're worried about that other shit.
Yeah.
Unless you have an agreement, then you're not worried about it.
Oh, then you would be worried about it.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh yeah, fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Yeah. Well, fuck that bitch. Work's still good though, right? Yeah, let's go get some pretzels.
Yeah, why are you telling me this?
Yeah. We're still good, right?
Part of the agreement was like, I know, but I don't know.
Yeah, man. That's a weird one. Relationships are weird. I don't think so much the flame burns out, but I just feel like it's a different flame, like a different color.
Yeah.
Different color.
And they don't like it. I want this to look differently. It doesn't. I just don't know how you could like juggle different relationships. I have no idea. Or maybe it's not a relationship, it's just sex, but
some stuff.
I mean, we're both so routine. I mean, sometimes he's got jobs where he works later than others, but right.
Putting in work. Yeah. He goes from electrician. Oh God.
Caught me off guard.
Oh goodness.
It's like an electrician by day, pipe layer by night.
That's right.
Yeah. Say it your way too.
I don't see where people find the time, man.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't.
Well, I feel like the people that do, it's more of an impulse than anything.
Yeah.
Oh, almost like a drug addict would be going after it. Like, they have to have that.
Like, oh, if I don't do it, I just don't feel right if I don't. I have to do this. This is for my mental peace,
I dated a
Pussy for peace.
pussy for peace.
And also penis for peace.
Yeah. It's I was with a girl that had super bad like dad issues, and I never thought that was like a truly real thing. I thought that was a fallback for women who were just like sluts to be like, oh, I got dad issues.
Till I caught her fucking my dad. And then I knew that shit was real.
I met this bitch's dad, and I had problems after meeting him. You hear me? Like, he was the worst. Like,
Validate me.
dude, like everything she did, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I would be a protective dad to a daughter, right? But when it comes down to it, there's like a fine line of protective and standing by your daughter and being and good to her and supportive and all that shit. This dude was the opposite of all that. He was a terrible motherfucker, dude. And like, I mean, she would get her own apartment and he would talk shit about it. She was gonna go back to college. He talked shit about the things she wanted to get into. Like, I mean, this dude never in the entire time with her, I never heard him say a good thing ever to her. Now, to the other daughters and stuff, the ones he was closer to, sure. He would be all like, oh, I'm a loving dad. But to her, for some reason. But maybe
she wasn't really his.
that's what I'm saying.
Ooh,
Either that,
yeah.
like, he questioned it,
Then
like,
it's justified.
Yeah, right.
Because, like,
Then that bitch deserves that shit.
the mom was like so would it be like that dude's looking at her like you're a reminder of all the mistakes and that relationship and all that? I want to leave all of it behind. It's super weird though.
Yeah.
I guess I can see it though.
Yeah,
I mean,
can see it. Yeah,
You
definitely.
can hate something so much that
Then in that instance, would it be better to just cut ties and never see them, or just continue to struggle through the garbage and hope it changes?
I feel like if you're gonna treat a kid that way, who doesn't deserve it, who didn't ask you to be involved or to even give birth, like to her
blow
or
a
him,
load in the dumpster,
like
woman.
you should just cut ties and not be there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the presence of the father and still being shitty, but at least still being there is healthier for the kid
It's like a
than not
table.
being there.
It's like a table with a wobbly fourth leg.
Yeah.
It's like it's better to have a terrible leg than no leg.
Yeah,
But
for
can
sure.
you imagine like trying and never getting anybody's like acceptance? The one person that you want, because most times like daughters fall back, they lean closer to their father. Like, can you imagine like forever trying and just never? You couldn't do anything good enough.
Yeah, it'd be
I
terrible.
she had fucked up like problems.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
for real. It makes sense.
I feel like I'd never try to impress anyone ever, and I would cling to the superficial approval that I get from people in passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That shit makes me feel good. Yeah, I had to process all the words.
Let's get to the bottom of that right quick. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know,
awesome.
man. That'd be difficult though. But like, I think I would have taken shitty parents over like no parents at all.
For sure.
Raised by wolves or raised by terrible people.
Yeah. So I mean,
Definitely raised by terrible people. I've read a lot about children who were raised by wolves, if you will, like animals or no one, just like living in the woods with no parents at all.
Yeah.
And well, I think I've said this before actually. If they haven't learned to speak, if they had no speech previously, they never learn to talk. Even if they're
crazy.
around people speaking, it's like that it didn't develop in their brain, so they can't do it.
So the key to getting animals to talk is to talk to them out of the womb,
Yes.
and then generationally they'll learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Do you
need to start
think
doing this.
that in the womb, like a baby, like a child in the womb, gets more comfortable with like speech or music or anything like that when you introduce stuff while they're in the womb before they ever have like thoughts and mental capacity?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Do you think like they get used to voices and shit?
Yeah. Hell yes.
Yeah, it seems reasonable. I mean, they don't know what the hell to do with it, but they're just kind of processing it. It's just kind of, here, we'll tuck that into the DNA.
Well, just like plants, you play music for them, they're happier than if there's no music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
And so I would say it definitely applies to a baby.
I try to tell people about like the rice thing.
Yeah.
So that, where you yell at one, tell it it's a piece of shit, and the other you're like, I love you, and then the one that you yell at, it turns brown and just gets all horrible, and the other
What?
one's like, I'm good.
Him sad.
That's
Tell
crazy.
people about that, and they're like, no, Yeah, man.
You're like,
Yeah,
okay, we'll
dude.
fucking Google it.
Yeah. Ghostbusters 2 didn't lie.
That's right.
For friends and stuff that like grow plants, like I get super mad when like people grow like plants not that well, or they don't take care of their plants at the house or some shit, and they're dying in the window, like, because I feel like that's a living thing too. Like it deserves like the best chance you could give it, and for you not to give it its best life, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah, just don't do it if you're not going to do it properly.
Right.
Yeah.
Because on like a micro level, I'm sure that it like it has processes. It like, you know, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Hell
there's
yes.
there's process. It knows how to break down sugars and light.
Yeah.
Anything can break down sugars, Adam. Come
Not
on.
anything. This
Not a
table can't.
diabetic.
Can this table do it?
Score one for me.
Ah, well, I lost that one.
I don't know, man.
But everything else can.
I think everything on the spectrum of life within this planet should be respected, man, and taken care of. And
That
not
are
on
just
like a
killed
hippie
quickly.
level. Yeah, definitely put it out of its misery if you're gonna be.
Love it or kill it.
Even babies. Definitely babies, more so.
Definitely.
Yeah. But no, the whole like coronavirus thing, you know how everything's shut down and stuff. It's crazy.
Is
The
that
people,
why I can't get stuff?
bitch. It's crazy that the people that weren't affected like the first go round are now being affected, and like it's getting closer and closer to the people that didn't, you know. And now it's becoming real for those like housewives that didn't want to put on their mask when they were going in the store, and
Yeah.
those old dudes that were like, fuck the system, and Donald Trump and stuff.
None of it's real.
Yeah, this isn't real. It's made up. You're trying to control us.
I
Make us
swear.
all neutral.
I have.
And I ain't wearing this mask.
Neutral.
Now they
I like
Oh,
have
how
like
much you liked that.
Oh, yeah.
they have family members just like dying off left and right, and they're like, what's happening? And it's like, dude, like they fucking warned you about it just
It's-
because it didn't affect you at first.
I've read multiple stories about people dying from COVID and they still refuse to accept that that's what's
Oh,
killing
no.
them. That's
Really?
insane. Yes.
Like the people that like are
are
dying, from it.
Yeah.
Well, I
They're
mean, any of them
told-
that are, if they're versed well enough in Nazi propaganda, then they would know you could just keep repeating it, and people will believe it.
Yes. That makes it true.
Dude, that's super
Yeah.
crazy. Could you imagine dying from something? They're like, look, there's not really much going on here. We can't do anything, so you're either gonna make it or you're not. And they're like, no, I'm gonna make it. This is just like, I got the sniffles.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then
Mind
tomorrow
over
they're dead.
matter.
That's super crazy, man. That's what baffles me though the most, is that like now those people are being affected. I wonder those people who were like, oh, it's not, and they're just trying to control us and make us wear masks and stuff. It's just a thing for the election, like publicity for the election and shit. I wonder how they feel now that it's like hitting closer to home.
They probably still don't believe it. They're just, they've
Like
got the
conspiracy
flu.
style. They're
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
my family's fallen victim to the lies.
yeah.
Yes.
He died of lies.
Died of
When you mix
overconsumption
lies
of
and the
lies.
flu together, this is what happens.
Yeah,
Clearly.
Lies. No, man, that's it's super shitty too for the especially the older crowd that were like, we want to go to church, and like, because that's all they have ever done anyways.
Right.
And
Read
then
the
you go to
Bible in your
church.
own home.
Yeah.
Nope, they need to go to a specific place to
and
worship, or it doesn't fucking count.
And then
count.
they get COVID.
God, don't come to me. I go to God.
Yeah, it's our
They
agreement.
get COVID from church, and now, you know, they're dying left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying as Christians are the only ones dying, but you know, it's the people who just don't feel
That'd be
it
fucked
necessary to
Well,
wear
I mean,
the
the
mask.
Christians are the only ones dumb enough to keep going in spite of the stuff.
Right.
You know,
My faith is the strongest, but my God killed me
my God,
because it was meant to be.
yeah, it's my time. Don't forget that. I have an older customer that I visited today, like old as shit, like 70 or 80, and he was like, "Yep, the vaccine comes out like tomorrow," is what he said. He was like, "I'm going to be first in line to get it." And I'm like, "Damn, dude, you got balls," because
Yeah, seriously.
they don't know if that's going to like give you a second arm or a third testicle, and you're just going to take it.
Well, I mean, I feel like they've tested it pretty thoroughly.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think they definitely didn't like rush it along, like, even though like they really wanted them to rush it along. I still don't know if
I mean,
I would get
ideally,
it. Not right away.
I'd like to have like 2 or 3 years of study on it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
given that they've done tests on it and it's got a high success rate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's irritating.
Better than nothing.
People are like, oh, I don't trust vaccines. It's one thing to not trust your government and the media and shit, but they're scientists.
Yeah.
And not to say that they get everything right, but the data shows that it's highly successful.
Hell yeah.
And there's no reason to be that skeptical.
No, I mean, I think I would eventually get it. I just don't know about immediately, which I don't really go out and about that much. I mean, certainly it would be great to get it, but if they have like limited amount of it, I certainly don't want to be one getting the vaccine and taking it, not immediately anyway, because I don't
feel
go
like
out.
Instinctively, I'd be hesitant of being like one of the first like 1%.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, well, I want to see what happens to everybody else.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. Yeah. There's no reason to distrust it that goddamn much.
No, I don't distrust any other vaccines. I don't distrust that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, I've read some shit where like, there's like people within like test groups and shit, and like one of them was a nurse, and they were like, I don't know if I got the placebo or the actual vaccine, but I had a temperature spike at 104.9 or something, and she was thinking about it like scientifically, and she's like, oh, okay, and then the next day it went away.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, this is reasonable. This is what happens.
Yeah.
You plow through and you get past it. I just think if people would read more about it instead of just listening
the headlines
passionately to the first thing they see, they'd be a little more comfortable with it. Yeah. But I also saw one thing, it was kind of funny, where it was like the 1% will do anything they can to get their hands on the vaccine. And even if they do, there's still 99% of it left. So who gives a shit?
That's awesome.
That's but okay, so I don't know if there's different types of vaccines, but a vaccine really what it does is introduce whatever it is into your body like a it's like a stable version of whatever.
It does enough to get your body to react.
Yeah. And then you build immunity like yourself. So all vaccines are really doing are making your body perform better than it would if it caught it naturally.
Yeah, it's like you pretty much trick your body into thinking that you have something that you don't. Okay. And then it fights it off, and then it's like, oh, okay. And it's like boxing training.
Yeah.
Like before you step into the ring, you're gonna hit some.
Gonna take quite a few of them.
Hit some shit, and you'll be fine. But
I don't know, man.
People just annoy me.
That's like it's inactive or some shit like that. Like the virus, they take the cell from the virus, but the cell is inactive. But it makes your body believe that it is being attacked.
Yeah.
So your body reacts. Okay. And then in the future, it knows immediately. Whereas like now, if the virus enters your bloodstream, you don't know for a while, and then it's too late.
Right.
Okay.
And even if it's not too late, who cares?
Who cares? That's what is worrisome. Like we were talking about. I haven't heard nobody with like the flu. It seems like everybody that is getting sick right now is only getting COVID. So, like, are people still getting the flu, or is that just like a...
Yeah, people are getting the flu, but they say the cases are down this year. And I can't imagine why.
Yeah, I would say... Well, that's what he was talking about. He's like, well, we're not going out, we're wearing masks, stuff like that. Makes you wonder, like, maybe we should just... Because, like, what is it in China? Don't they, like... The majority of people wear those masks on a daily basis. Not even, like... Before all this shit happened, they do it on a daily basis. Like
I don't know. In my head, I feel like it's more of a Japan thing, but
yeah,
even that, I don't know.
Yeah, but I've always seen them like on videos and shit, so I don't truly know. But
yeah,
I feel like if we were more conscious, at least that's what this did for us. If you don't die on the first round, like it made you more conscious of spreading disease and virus. I mean, look how quickly, you know what I mean? So weird. I feel like people take their mask off in their car and they're like, I'm okay, dude, but not realizing that it filters out outside air to get inside. Air is everywhere. You can't get away from it. And if it's airborne, like...
Plus, I mean, if you take your mask off and you're driving, you still have like a sample of it sitting in your passenger seat.
Just sit in line and wait.
Yeah, you turn on your air, shoot shit up into the,
so weird, dude. I don't know.
I saw a picture on Reddit of this guy who said he claimed to have COVID. I assume he does, but I don't actually know. And then his girlfriend or wife or whatever was sitting like, here's him, and she was like on the other side of the door sitting there eating while he was eating, so they were like eating together. And everyone in the comment was like, you know that she has COVID now, right?
Nope.
And just could not understand how that would be possible. They're 6 feet apart. Like, just go sit next to him.
Yeah. Go lick his fork. Why not? Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't know if I told you guys this, but I was looking through like the company I work for. Mm-hmm. I was looking on their website about COVID stuff, and they said if you're not showing symptoms, there's no need to wear a mask, and you only need to stay 3 feet apart.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
So it's nice to know that I work for retards.
Yeah, no shit. That's
because they were talking about like the 2 weeks it takes to, that you don't know you have it, but you have it and you can spread it, whatever. Think about that. It's so stupid. Like a lot of the stores that I've went into in the past like month or so, it says that like if you've shown symptoms of being sick in the last 24 hours, you may not enter. I'm like, yeah, but you don't really know. So, like, what 24 hours? What's that going to do? Like, you're not really doing much.
It's good to be precautious, but people aren't going to.
No.
Mm-mm.
But I think about how many times I cut my hand within a day. And, like, I'm introducing, like, A's and, like, STDs and shit because I cut my hands on jobs. And I'm like, shit that hasn't been touched in, like, 50 years. And I'm like, well, I get something from the old ages, like, whatever, the Black Plague.
The Black Plague. It's exactly.
I got to worry about COVID.
That old age plague.
Old age plague popping up.
Lying in wait to be touched.
Dude's attic is full of it. One day I will be disturbed.
That's awesome.
One day I will be disturbed.
I'll fly up in your wound and infect you.
Fly up.
I don't know, man. It makes you like self-conscious when you're like driving around, so you can't get away from the outside. Like even when I'm in here, like people think they're okay in their home. You're not. Like,
right.
Like the shit will get to you. It's gonna get you.
A raccoon could bust in,
Fucking, he kicks the fucking door down. He's got like finger guns. I love that. Oh, that happens tonight.
That would be cool.
Cute little raccoon.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You're mine now. You live here.
So you're digging the new Adam, Ryan Adams.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I thinking?
Adam Sandler.
Adam Ryans.
Sandler. Yes, yeah. Adam Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan Adams' album.
It's awesome. It was a lovely surprise.
Yeah.
Because I had seen the link to you could buy a German, you could buy like the vinyl from a German website.
Yeah.
And it was like a pre-order, but I couldn't read it, so I clicked the option to like switch to English, and it just stayed German. So I was like, well, this is never gonna happen. And then like the next day, it was like, hey, it's coming out at midnight.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could go and like try to translate it, bro.
So this year just got a whole lot better.
Whole lot better. That's we were listening to it, and you were talking about it being depressing. There's something about it, dude. Like I like depressing music. Like there's certain day, I mean not like every day, but there's certain artists I pick, man, that are like super, like they're on the edge of suicide. And I'm just like, I can't wait to listen to these people. And I deal with, like I get depressed and shit, but it's not even about that. It just puts you in this like comfortable, like warm position. Their depression helps you cope with your depression.
It's like a blanket.
Yeah, man.
And that's why people don't want happy pills.
I want sad songs.
Yeah.
I want sad songs to put me to sleep.
It's weird though. I find comfort in sadness.
Yeah.
So I think, it helps that I like Ryan Adams.
Right.
Otherwise I'd be doomed.
There's definitely something about music that, I mean, I don't like general sadness. Like, I don't want to be sad. I'm sad all day today, but I don't like it. But if I listen to music that's depressing, I totally dig it. It's really nice.
So it was I don't know, I guess last weekend maybe, I woke up one day and I was just like, I don't want to. So then I ended up going to Kroger and shit, and then I was like, I don't. So then I came home and I just went upstairs and started playing Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Because you're just this dude that you just carry around a bunch of packages and shit on your back, and you're walking through hills and stuff, and it's an isolated ass game.
Yeah.
I was like, This is joy.
Yes. Thank you for the isolation.
Those days are fucking terrible when you can't find like joy and nothing. Like even the shit that like 100% every day you love, and you can't find joy. And it's like, man, I don't even want to I want to just go back to bed.
Just go back to bed. Exactly.
Like, nothing works out that day or anything. It's sad. I wonder if like your brain, your biology changes in those days. Like something's just not firing right, and it's just like. Just go
it's
back
like
to
they
bed,
forgot
bro.
to flip a switch when they woke up.
Like I'll try to find joy in other shit, and sometimes I do. But usually I'm just like, all right, it's time to drink and eat some sleeping pills. I'm going to bed.
It's like,
Damn you, drug addiction.
Problem solved.
usually, like the next day, you feel better, but it's those days, man, last forever. It's just like, what the fuck is going on here?
They're very long days, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even think like so say like drug addiction, you know, because it makes you happy for like eventually it only makes you happy. Fuck you. It only makes you happy for like very split seconds, like right after you do it and stuff. Heavier drugs, you know what I mean? So even that, like, there's no way out of it. So you're eventually gonna deal with that low, and it might be at a more intense rate. You know what I mean? If you're using drugs to cope with it and shit. But I think back when I'm like a drug addict and how many bad days I had compared to when I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I have less of them. But, dude, the bad days still come. So I don't think anybody's just happy 100% of the time. There's no way.
No.
Right?
If they are, shoot them.
Say, I'm pretty,
Shoot them.
typically pretty happy. And it still happens. And I can't do anything except cry. I just cry all day about nothing and about everything. So,
Yeah, man.
Well, balance.
yeah. Cry it all out and then go about my day.
Yeah, like the next day, sometimes it'll last longer than that. But it's so weird, man. Depression is a weird thing. I think, too, that our society has made, like, depression, like, a cool thing to have or whatever.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are just like, oh, I'm depressed. And they're not really. They're just, like, dog shit. They eat ice cream all day long and they watch TV and they don't do shit with their life.
I think people do that
lazy.
with a lot of legitimate mental health.
I'm OCD.
concerns. Yes, dude,
Oh,
and
God.
anxiety.
Yeah.
You
one I
could
really
say
hate.
like I'm anxious about this, but you don't have anxiety. It's
Right.
a completely different thing. It's a diagnosis. You have to go somewhere and have someone tell you,
Yeah.
I have this.
Nope.
I feel like for
Have you ever
everybody's,
heard my mom?
Oh, she got it all.
She got everything.
for
Hey, at least
everybody's
you're not
personal
dead.
growth, they need to experience all that negative shit. But maybe just label it a little differently.
Yeah, exactly. I'm feeling sad. This is making me nervous. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
the same thing as
But
being depressed or
I feel
having
like
anxiety.
Maybe they could be using it in an attempt to get sympathy.
Yeah.
Or like use it as a handicap. So they're like, oh, people will make it easier on me.
That's
Yeah.
exactly why.
I can, that's a trap too. I think a lot of people fall into, and I've found myself falling into that, like, cause that attention when you're like sick or like you've been hurt or something like that, something serious is going on, like that sympathy or that attention, man, is like, that's a little bit addictive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's hard to get out of those like depressing, like this is what's wrong with me, man, and all that complaining shit because I want somebody to fucking like, oh, it'll be okay and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's a hell of a lot easier than actually changing.
Actually changing or
Right.
doing something with your life, it's so much better to be like, ooh, this, and that. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
you could better your situation or you keep being a piece of shit.
Yeah, I can put on the woe is me pants, or I can actually dig in and accomplish something.
And
Yeah.
make a pair of pants.
Woe is me pants. That's
Whoa. No, that's
not a bad idea.
Brought to you by the Wildly Uninteresting Podcast.
whoa pants.
You could have like a secret pocket for like a gun.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you're really that sad, end it, pussy.
Pussy.
I haven't put my gun in
A
it yet, but I
pre-written-
think about it
A
daily.
pre-written suicide note in the back pocket.
Yes, these pants are what did me in.
To whom it may concern. Signed sincerely me. And then we'd have to give Better Than Ezra a little money.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think too many people, man, they hop on a bandwagon of what, of sorts. And social media definitely fuels that too, though.
See that Facebook's catching some lawsuits.
AIDS.
About what?
Yeah, I feel like they were like AIDS. Or like 48 attorney general people Or like, oh, you got Monopoly or some shit like that. I don't remember. It's been a minute. But they're in some shit.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't, they'll probably get out of it.
Oh, yeah, man.
Disregard it. Who cares?
Yeah, they got enough money. They'll just pay them to go away.
Here's a few billion. Leave me alone. Okay.
Okay, cool. That's all I really wanted.
Yeah.
To take your money. That's another thing I can't stand, people who sue for everything.
Yeah.
Like, I went to go do this lady's house, and clearly nothing's ever been done, and they're hoarders, right? And the panel blew up, and it's caught on fire, right? But they had just recently got, like, a hot water heater put in. And sometimes the way people word things lets you know, like, what they're getting at, right? And she was like, you think it was a hot water heater that did it. They just put it in. I'm like, well, being as the hot water heater circuit didn't, like, that's not the one that did it? Probably not. But she was like, well, they just put it in. I'm like, you're trying to get me to say that it's a hot water heater that did it. So you can contact that other company and be like, I'm going to sue you. Like,
we should absolutely have written up on the invoice that said the hot water heater was recently installed, but we don't think this had anything to do with it. It's my professional opinion.
And I get it now. Like, I had a like a fake tooth put in from a dentist who fucked it up, right? In my opinion, fucked it up. And I couldn't get a dentist to write a note about him fucking up, because a dentist won't write against another dentist. Same as like a doctor. If a doctor fucks up and you go get a second thing, well, that doctor won't say the other doctor fucked up. Yeah. They don't do that. It's just not a part of the thing. I get that now. Like, back then I was like, that's fucking stupid. If you're wrong, you're wrong, right? But
should be that way.
I wouldn't throw another company under the bus, like, because that would put a bad name on you. It puts bad, like.
Well, then it would be a matter of legality also, because like if I come in and say you're a doctor and I'm a doctor and I say, oh, he clearly fucked up, but what about the other variables in there that could have had that? And then I accuse you of being that, and then you have to pay out of pocket, and it turns out maybe it was just something natural that happened. Yeah. You're like, hey, this son of a bitch wasn't there for every part of the process. Exactly, he doesn't know.
Dude. Yeah. This is how it appeared in the moment.
Yeah. Now you could say, it's my opinion that it's likely that he fucked up.
That's why I never say anything that is like 100% safe or anything. I would say like it appears to be working correctly, but I can't know it all.
You could try to get killed on this, but you won't.
I'm not electricity. I'm not sure.
I'm not electricity.
Ma'am, electricity could have a bad day.
It could be depressed.
Yeah, don't push sad electricity.
That's I don't know, man. That's something I always fear, is like getting sued, because we live in a society, man, that I feel like it's easy to get sued.
Yeah,
these days.
Litigation happy.
Yeah, man. Like, quickly. You can't even punch a guy in the face without him being like, press charges.
Bunch of bitches.
Where'd the good
Maybe
old
don't
days
punch
go?
a guy.
Maybe
unless
he
it's in
should.
a bar.
Then okay.
Then it counts.
There's a time and a place. Place is always a bar.
Place is always a bar, no matter what.
It's always.
Not happy hour.
I will say, though, man.
No fighting.
Too good
it's
of a
happy
time.
Hour.
I can't wait until everything opens up to where I can, like, go somewhere without, like, wondering if it's going to be closed, or, like, go to the beach or some shit without, like, wondering if I'm going to have to quarantine when I get back or some shit. Like, I can't wait until, like, maybe it end up like the flu. Like, we just know that it comes here and there. Like, I can't wait till the time where we're not all, like, up in arms about it. Yeah. Getting in little baby fights about it and shit.
Baby fights.
Yeah. So many people, they're opinion-based motherfuckers, man. I don't know. I just hope that eventually it kind of like subsides, or the fear of it subsides.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be a couple years.
Yeah, it'll go away, but then something else will take its place.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. People like ignorance and fear.
Yeah. I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently, of just people arguing with each other about dumb shit.
Yeah.
I think it's because the actual things that need to be fixed don't get fixed.
Yeah.
So they just pick apart at what they can.
Everyone's got their breaking point.
It's
We're
like
all there.
The dumbest thing, too. They don't even attack the problem or the cause. They attack some random fucking part of it that has nothing to do with the central ideal of the problem.
We're going to make you think we're fixing a problem.
Yeah, this is all we know how to fight about, so this is what we're going to fight about. Money, government.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I'm pretty fed up with everything, too. I don't know how to fix it, though. Yeah. Because I always hated holiday shopping anyway, because everybody's out and about. Mm-hmm. But now it's even more frustrating. Because I hate it.
Yeah,
And
and there's
then-
more people on the planet.
It's like if somebody gets a little closer to my car than normal, you know.
Oh.
And like, because you know, with Zero, like it beeps if people get too close to like the back of it or the front. You know, there was beeping last night. I'm like, this motherfucker. Do it.
Do it.
Do
I just want
it.
you to
So
do it.
you know, and I'm kind of at a breaking point too. Like I do want
Yeah.
to stab somebody's throat and just watch them bleed everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably won't
So
do it,
satisfying.
but I
Probably
want to
won't do it.
so badly.
I was super excited, man, when everything was shut down, dude. Driving on the roads, going to work in the morning, there weren't like all these traffic jams, people cutting you off and stuff. And then, you know, when it opened up, it went right back. Like the assholes that have always been assholes just got back on the road and just kept being assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't learn anything. They didn't even like take a break from being an asshole.
Nothing changed.
Yeah, I missed a few weeks. Now I'm back.
Now I'm back to fuck your day up.
I really do miss it though. Whenever everything shut down, it was
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
since I'm an essential employee, I was driving to work and the roads were empty,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
back to normal. And I
fucking
hate it.
Even though like they kind of close everything again for another 3-week period, man, it's still been so. I hate it so much that we bumped up our like going in hours till 9:00 because you get out here at like 6, 7, and you know what? For motherfuckers who
You know what?
80% of motherfuckers, 85% hate their fucking job. But that 85% race to work in the morning and cut you off and go 90 to get to a job they fucking hate.
Well, it's because they get out of bed late,
They're
and if they're
assholes.
late, they're gonna be in more trouble and hate
Yeah.
it more.
Well, that's what fucking kills me. Would it be the worst thing in the world if you got fired today, you piece of shit? Calm
Right.
down and don't cut me off. Like,
And then there would be the stress of not having money to pay their shit because most people live paycheck to paycheck.
Stop defending them.
Everybody
say-
has a reason.
Whatever.
they definitely have
You
a
are
reason.
not everyone's spokesperson.
All right, but here you go. Here you go. What about on a weekend?
Ask me
We
something
went
about
out-
black people. Let me speak for them.
Oh.
Man, I
got you.
can't think of a
Can't even
question.
think of a question.
We do like chicken.
Okay. Yes.
It's definitely a part of the question I was going to ask. Is that racist?
No, I just want people to shut the fuck up and die, but I also understand why they're the way they are.
Yeah.
I
Not
think
in every
too,
case,
though,
obviously, but most of them, yeah.
when it comes down to it and some shit like that happens, the older I've gotten, like I'm only 30, but I've gotten to a point where I'll stop and be like, all right, man, maybe they're just fucking dealing with some shit. Whereas before, like I'm going to run you down with my truck and find you and beat the shit out of you or whatever, you know, ride them until, you know, they hit their brakes and notice that I'm being an asshole too. But now I like step back. I'm like, maybe they're going through some. But you catch me on one of those bad days, man. And
Yeah.
I just can't stand people that are in a rush to get to a life they fucking hate.
Yeah.
Like they built this shitty bullshit life, and they race to get to it. Like, would it be the
a
worst?
big assumption there that everyone just hates what they're rushing to.
They do.
Well,
I'm telling you right now.
He's
they
got
do.
a good point, you know.
Yeah.
I know. I was just want to be.
Damn it! I just
No,
wanted
he
to
was just
defend
wanting
him.
to defend
Yeah.
him.
Oh, okay.
I've totally got the
Fuck you.
sarcasm in your, or the, patronizing, man. Patronization. There
It's
you
like
go.
if everybody didn't hate what they do, then why is the world so shit? You know,
Yeah,
if everybody
man.
was happy with what they did, the world would be a better place.
Right?
People,
We have found the answer.
I think people sell themselves so fucking short that it's not funny. Like you said, though, they live
kinda
paycheck
funny.
to paycheck and beyond their means and shit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, people will stay in the roughest of situations, the most terrible shit, just because, like, that rut is comfortable. That's so crazy to fucking stay in a rut just because it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Deal with the dog shit because it's just the same dog shit that I've been dealing
Plus,
with.
to get out of a rut, you have to put forth effort.
Yeah.
And whenever you're miserable and tired, fuck effort.
Dude, I don't know.
Everybody
It
needs to win the
baffles me.
lottery at once. And we can have a big orgy.
Yeah, dude.
Go back to
I'm
normal.
down with that.
Everybody will have a great few days.
Do you
There's a
think they're
little
having
orgy.
Burning Man this year?
No.
No. Damn, dude. You think that
There's
one
like
would
2
pass?
weeks left.
Yeah.
Oh, of the
Oh.
year.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
But also,
what about
no.
the year coming up.
No. I was thinking, without being an asshole about the answer, I still think no.
No. That's what you would think, though, like being an outside gig. I mean, they're in the middle of the desert. I don't know if COVID can fucking live in the desert.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, I mean, they did have those cop cars that would heat up to like 130 some odd degrees to kill the virus. So, yeah, seriously.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, like you get everybody out, you hit the shit, like you hit the button, and it just like
vaporize all
it cooks the virus to death.
Like one of those vacuum rooms on like spaceship movies.
Yeah.
You walk in, and you're all clean.
Because you're picking up riffraff trash. Somebody's got to have it.
Somebody's definitely gonna have it.
Can't have the cops suffering. So
have you seen the people that go to Burning Man? There's definitely quite a few of them. That's I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like fucking assholes, dude. Like like when I worked for a company, right, and if I was running late to a job, like of course I'm racing to get to somewhere I don't really want to be in the first place, right? Knowing that, but now, dude, I found like if I'll be like 10 minutes late, 15 minutes, because doing my own thing, I realized that people aren't in a big rush either. Like if they take the day off to fucking do the job, they don't give a shit if you're 10 minutes late or whatever. And I'll show up 10 minutes late. They're just as happy as they were when I was trying to get there, 10 minutes early.
Yeah.
Except for the way, if they're in a rush, the fuck tell me. But I've learned to like lay back and relax. That's why I told her, I was like, I don't think I can go to work for somebody else just because they put too much emphasis on shit that don't matter, and like let's implement this skills training for our employees and motivate the fucking masses. Like, go eat a dick and die because nobody cares. Right?
I always thought it was crazy that jobs get fucked up whenever you're, a couple minutes late. It's one thing if, you're constantly, it's like 10 minutes or more late, but I feel like if I walk in at 5:01 and I'm supposed to be there at 5, like, get off my dick.
Yeah.
And even if I do it every fucking day, what does it matter? It's 5:01. It doesn't matter. But it did. I got written up, which I was late literally every day, and it wasn't always 1 minute. Most of the time it was no more than 2. And sometimes it was even, I got there at like 4:58 and it took until 5:02 to clock in because the computer wouldn't start up. Yeah. Like that, I shouldn't get in trouble for that shit. But
I think everybody should get a 5-minute window.
Yeah.
There's some places though that will count your bathroom breaks and how long you take in the bathroom and watch you like, man, think about it. Like that is just fucking kill me.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
You gotta go into a job like that and then like they, I couldn't be 10 minutes late or whatever and they count me by points and stuff. Fuck, kill me.
That's why I got fired from Meyer. It's because they had points and I would be a couple minutes late here and there, and
points.
my points just added up real fucking quick.
Yeah, I now that I've
buy dope, but
I've done like my own thing, I realized like I'm not losing out on money. Like I'm, even if I'm 10 minutes late, I can make the company just as much, if not more money, same as if I show up 10 minutes early. You know what I mean? I just, now that you realize like the processes that go into like company, and I only speak for the electrical trade, it's like, man, eating all that dog shit from these other companies, and it didn't really matter. Like, I didn't need to fucking like go in every, second I could, or do all the overtime and the emergency call work, because it didn't really matter. Right. People weren't in a rush. People weren't like, this is an emergency. No, It was the asshole I was working for that wanted to get the, job done so they could pay it out. Like, crazy stuff, man. It's much better to work on your own terms than it is to clock in and clock out. Like, I would have to go somewhere that was like laid back, you know what I mean? That I had a boss that's like understood that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I need a job where I can work from my bed.
Nice.
I do what I do every morning.
That is the oldest profession in the world.
Without anybody else. I need no one else.
You can jerk off in the corner, but don't you get in his bed.
Yes. I swear it's what I do. I wake up every morning. I come, I get my computer. I take care of the cats. I like feed Chainsaw and stuff. And I get back in bed and just lay there until I feel like getting up. But I can do everything from the bed. It's great. It makes me so happy.
See, they're pushing for like, get rid of the 40-hour work week. Mm-hmm. People could work from home. And if you're not tired, you could be more efficient with your time. And like, but then I feel like with everybody working from home and shit, that just leaves the door open to outsource even more jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Without a doubt.
People don't seem too worried about it, though.
Well, because they just don't think
They don't
that way.
recognize it.
Yeah.
They're jacked to be at home. They're jacked to like the newness of it. And just wait, the company's going to realize it's going to be like, oh, wait.
Yeah, like, oh, we can pay you less because you don't have to come in every day.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need
to
the
drive.
office space.
We
so
don't even have to give you health insurance now because, I mean, you're not coming into our place of business.
How you getting sick at home? If
Yeah,
you get sick at the
you're at
grocery
home.
store, you chose to go out.
Yeah. We don't have to worry about you slipping on a pencil and breaking your neck.
Slipping on a pencil.
Does the pencil have a company name on it? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That's awesome.
No, that's
Pencils, the bananas of the office world.
It's sad though that that's like companies would weigh those options to give people like a means to live on, you know, but they'd weigh that option like what we can make $1 more an hour. Pff, he's
Right.
fired.
Yeah.
Then him and his 12 kids that he had for whatever reason I can't fucking put my finger on. That's like I was watching that thing like the dude in coal country. Everybody's wanting the coal come back. This dude had like 12 kids, and I'm just like, who the fuck told you to have 12 kids? Like, you know that they live paycheck to paycheck when they were making good money in the coal industry because of these 12 fucking little shit goblins.
Yes.
And now you're complaining because you can't hardly feed them. Well, they are 12 kids, bro.
I always
Like,
wondered how
get
Could be
one
eating a
up.
lot of rice.
with like a shit ton of kids like that actually survive. Because
Yeah,
even if you make
baffling.
a decent amount of money,
Yeah.
like one kid's expensive. So multiply that by 12, like
Yeah,
or
dude.
8 or 6.
I love when
3.
those people are like,
27.
those people, it's like, they're like, oh, I got money problems and like I'm paycheck to paycheck. And it's like, well,
Duh.
that's okay. Yeah, I don't feel bad for you because I know that I
You
wouldn't have had
did
12.
this.
Like after the first one, I'm like, God dang, this is expensive. I'm done with it.
See, I like to let's try to make the argument for people.
Yeah,
They're like,
go
I'm
for
living
it.
paycheck to paycheck, you know, and I don't have money for everything. I'm like, well, get rid of your cable. Don't have the internet. Have a less expensive cell phone.
Stop
They're like,
buying stupid shit.
I can't live like that. That's
Yeah.
the American lifestyle. Make more money then.
Make
it
more
doesn't
money.
have to be.
Yeah.
You choose that.
Yo, if I was a dad that had 12 kids and I could, you know, the coal industry went down, you know what? I would let those
Start
kids
burying
do
them out
the
back.
most extreme fucking shit. Like, I'd just be like, yeah, dude, you can cross the road as many times as you want.
Jump off the roof.
Don't look both ways. Run with scissors.
Yeah.
Like, I'd teach them opposite of all the stuff they taught us to live.
Yes.
Like,
is the
he'd be
best way to
skydiving
live.
at 3 years old. I'm not playing around. Like, so one of y'all got to go.
3-year-old with plane access.
Natural selection at its best. We got to get rid of one of these kids. And could you imagine the stress between the man and the wife?
Mm-mm.
Could you imagine that?
No.
I'd fucking kill you.
Yeah.
I'd strangle you. I can see how people do it.
To death.
Death. You would cease to be alive.
It would be really horrible. And that's probably why so many people get fucking divorced, because they just keep popping out kids and it's very stressful. There's not enough time to focus on each other anymore. So
Even with one, think about it. Even with
Yes.
one, it's a hard separation between like dealing with the kid and all that stuff. You got that little grace period where you put the kid to sleep. But I mean, you think about like, you know, me going to work all day, coming home at 9, like you have that 1 hour, I'm dog tired. Like it ain't happening. It ain't happening. And half these people hate their fucking life anyways, working a job they can't stand for 12, 14 hours
These
a day.
motherfuckers.
Yeah. So they're not going to come home and show you any love, and you're not going to because you've been dealing with this little snot-nosed bitch. I don't know, man.
snot-nosed
Fuck all that.
motherfucker.
Fuck all that noise.
Man, the
Trying
idea.
to do too much.
Yeah.
It is easy to let it get away from you, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's like have a bunch of things that you want to do, and then you realize you don't have the time for any of it.
Oh, yeah.
God. And it's like, what am I going to trim?
Something has to change.
Definitely affection
know-
from my spouse. That's first.
Oh, right.
Something that
they
I
know
was
I
thinking
love them.
about-
It's fine.
Yeah.
The other day because, you know, I look forward to a day off, and in reality, you need to. The one
I
is to
think you
wind
need
down
3.
from an entire work week, to wind down and be like, all right, this is what I do. Get your head together, get out of the work mentality. The second day is to get those things done that you want to get done. And I found that it is very difficult. Like when I plan on like having a day off, I'm like, I have all this shit that I want to do. And I don't really do most of it. Maybe one of those things because I'm so overwhelmed with the stuff from the week prior. And the stuff that I want to do, I'm like, what do I do first? And then I don't do any of it. You know what I mean? So I think like, and like you said, like a 3-day weekend would probably be best. You have 1 to wind down and then 2 to get the shit done. Maybe 1 to like just enjoy it, go out and, you know.
I don't like this idea of you being like days to get shit done. Enjoy that shit.
I always felt like I personally needed 3 days, like 1 to wind down and 2 to do jack shit, because 1 just wasn't enough. Like I haven't, I guess, fulfilled my relaxing time enough. It hasn't happened. I always hated like holidays, because you get 1 day off, and usually it's the day of the holiday, and we spend that day,
that shit to do.
Rushing around doing all kinds of shit, and
rushing around.
Yes, I would always take the next day off if I could, because I need a couple days.
Yeah, I think everybody does, man. Yeah. But that's the bad thing, and it's like, to live below your means, right? And to know where your means are and to live below them is really hard for a lot of people. And they sell you that dream of like the American dream and like having this or that. In reality, like you said,
I don't put words in my mouth.
Yeah, you went out.
Hey, but you said it though.
You had the shit and you slept in the Ford, and you were like, and it brought to light like how little I actually need.
Yeah.
I think if all people spent like 1 week, took a retreat, and just did the bare minimum of what they needed to make them happy, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would find out that, like, you don't need, 4 TVs. You don't need 2 nice-ass vehicles that you can't pay for. You don't need, 10 bedrooms or 10 rooms in your home because you only use 2 of them. Like,
well, I mean, I agree, like, on a personal level, but then there are those people that aren't comfortable with themselves or quiet time. And those motherfuckers need 4 TVs.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or they need to shut up, sit down, and work on themselves. They need those 4
Get your
TVs.
shit together. No, that's what I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I don't think we need as much as we think we do. You know what I mean?
Definitely don't.
And I think a lot of things could be supplemented. Like, you just need to, like you said, do something to work on yourself and stuff. Well, most people can't even look in a mirror, let alone do something for themselves.
Yeah.
I'm hideous.
Don't look at me.
That's awesome.
I don't know, man. I hope that a lot of people find peace and people stop cutting me the fuck off in traffic. Is what I really hope.
Find peace so that it could translate to my happiness.
Yeah.
Yes.
You selfish pricks.
My fucking mind. And then like the holiday shopping shit don't help. And then like you back up Amazon. That's what makes me so happy that I don't buy the shit that, like, I'm not into the shit that like most people are into, because my shit still has 2-day like shipping on it, where other people are waiting like a month for shipping because like it's all overran because a million other people want that same product.
Right.
Well, I'm into like shit.
You're so cool.
I am. I'm pretty much in a category of my own.
Hipster Adam coming out.
I am, dude. I'm jacked that like my shit still comes in 2 days. You hear all these people like talking about 4 weeks waiting shipment. Like, just go to the store and get it at this point.
Look, I'm talking shit, but you are for real in a category of your own.
So suck my dick.
Different level human. Oh, I will.
Oh, poor Ian, man.
You want me to describe it?
No.
His big.
Yo,
I'm just almost in there. I can't think of the
No,
words.
Just pull it out.
Yeah,
It'll be less weird.
right here.
Show us all.
It'd definitely be less weird.
Yeah, and then I don't have to find words to describe your cock. I just can't do it.
I had my cousin, like the guy that she married, right? He would always like, I'd guess because he wasn't used to like, I don't know, dude. I have no clue.
Because you spent time in prison.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it openly, but I think it was a time in prison just too close to the Mel stuff and like the whatever. He would fucking like not describe so much, but like just the raunchiest shit. And it was my cousin. I grew up. It's my sister. And this dude's like, and I'm just like, man, you need to get this shit together because I can't hang out with you. I can't even look at you straight because you're describing my fucking cousin's boobs.
Like, why is this what we're talking about? Why don't
How
we
did we
hear
get
this
here?
shit? Yeah.
Why talk like that at all to anyone?
I
To
know.
anyone, yeah, I don't know, man.
I've never in my life described in detail like a sexual experience your dick,
No.
like nothing.
Nope.
Ever.
No.
But I'm the same
this
guy.
is the closest I've ever come, and I was joking.
I'm the same guy that lights candles before I have sex and stuff. So maybe that's why.
Bitch, I ain't ever got candles.
Oh, I don't like you that much. I grew out of it by the
That's
time
before
I
I
met
come
you.
home.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, prison changed, man.
Yes.
No, that's
Ain't got no candles in prison.
I don't know if it's like from like my pop always telling me like don't you don't brag, you don't do none of that shit, treat them like a princess and shit. But I never I get in those things. I always sound like the 40-year-old virgin where I'm just like a bag of sand. Like I don't know what to say. Like I could say the truth, but I'm like, nah.
I want you to
So
treat me
super
like a
weird.
princess that likes to get dick down.
Dick down, princess.
Yes.
Yes.
It
Nice,
was fun.
dude. Were y'all getting hungry?
I'm starving.
I've been hungry.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, man, that was a super cool episode. It's weird Sunday. It's duty outside. It's getting
Just
colder.
duty. Bunch of dude boobs.
I hope that everybody's warm and cozy this year and your heat's on and you have enough money to pay for that.
Yeah.
If not, my house isn't open, but you could ask Ian or one of my other friends that have a house.
No.
No.
Maybe invest in some blankets and some books.
Hell
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe get a dog. Yeah,
Or a
just lay
giant
on
cat.
Yes,
A
yeah.
giant cat.
Or just get multiple cats because
Yeah.
ours aren't. Well, one of them's kind of giant, but I sweat because they're all on me.
Shelter a fat person. To pick you up one of the local homeless from under the viaduct.
It's
You can
awesome.
snuggle with them. Snuggling the homeless.
Oh, Vidoc Snugs.
Ew. Something weird's gonna happen to you down there.
Oh, for sure. It's gonna be a good night.
No, man. But yeah, happy holidays and stuff. Hope your shopping's going well. And other than that, stop cutting people the fuck off because
City
somebody's
Happy
gonna get
holidays,
murdered
my
this
ass.
year.
Happy Hanukkah.
Busy
Happy Hanukkah.
sidewalks, dressed in holiday style.
And that was another episode of Wildly Uninteresting Podcast, episode 88.
Of Christmas.
Ba-da-ba-ba-dee-ba-da-ba-ba.
Skibbity bop bop. Skibbity bop bop. Absolutely
Oh,
not.
Lord.
Wildly Uninteresting Podcast.